me start. So today I want to talk about black hole information paradox. So this has very long history, and a lot of milestones were made in this topic. So today I will not cover only one paper about black hole information paradox, but a general story about this topic. So for the first of my presentation, I will cover what exactly black hole deals with information. I mean, we will consider black hole as a small object that has temperature and entropy. So I will briefly cover about the origin of some properties of black hole. And after that, I will give an explicit formula about the bound for entropy that includes gravitational response. I mean, if we consider matter in curved spacetime, then if matter fluctuates, then spacetime itself will respond to it according to general relativity. In that case, spacetime metric is default, and the laws of physics that governs the dynamics of matter will change according to that fluctuation of spacetime. So in that case, it is very difficult to give an exact formula about the entropy of some matter and some other information that we will consider. But by doing some very simple thought experiment about black hole, which is suggested by Susskind, we can make some bound on black hole formation or some information in some region of the space-time. So I will cover that. And surprisingly, that bound is not just a bound, but it is revealed that there is very good guess about the entropy itself. But I will not cover it because it includes a lot of messy calculations about dynamic probability, semi-classical probability, and some past integral and probability theory and so on. So I will not cover that. But I will review the progress to understand what happens to the information that fall into black hole. I will cover what kind of improvements were done about understanding that. So let me start. Okay, so this is the first slide. First of all, I want to talk about some basic thing about entropy or the second law of thermodynamics. So we usually learn that entropy tends to increase or just increase in thermodynamics. Then why? We should ask about that question. And what I want to talk about is that what I want to talk is that this kind of increase in entropy is done by ourselves. So I mean, by the action of observer himself makes entropy increase because entropy is not some physical quantity, but it talks about the information that we have about the system. So let me start with very simple system that is composed of A and B, just A and B. You can think this as two particles interact themselves. But in the first time, we will get information from A and B, not the entire system. Because if you consider particles in the box, many particles like gas in the box, then you don't know anything about their test. What they have, what was happened before those particles. I mean, if you bring this particle A and this particle B, they may have interacted themselves or interacted with other things like bugs, that's what I understand. But you don't know anything about that. So what only you have is the current information about particle A and B, and that is taken independently. So you don't know anything about their correlation between them. And this kind of situation also can happen because usually we are dealing with local system. I mean, you have a lot of composite systems, like many particles or many points in lattice theory. But in those situations, you will get information point by point. So you cannot get composite information easily. You need some tomography. You need a lot of computation to take that kind of information. So if you just measure the system, then you will get information from part A and part B. And that is described by this kind of density matrix. So you will test the product, the information from A and information from B. So can everyone see my cursor in presentation? Or do I need? You can see. Okay. Everyone can see my cursor. So please take a look at my cursor. You will follow them, then you can get what I'm explaining about. So you will get information from A and information from B, and that kind of separated information can be described by this tensor product density matrix. So density matrix is not exactly describe what is happening to the system, but it just describes the information that you know. So if you only have some probabilistic possibilities, like you have had chance to state A, and have chance to state 1, and have chance to state 2, then the density matrix is described by some diagonal matrix that has half and half in the diagonal. So like this, density matrix only describes the information that you have. So this is plausible. And there can be some interaction between A and B, and this evolves the state into this kind of correlated density matrix. But after that, we will get information of A and B by observing it. I see. And in that case, so can you still hear me clearly? I think there is a howling. Okay, so I'll go on. And after we observe this system, then we will forget the correlation between A and B, but just get information A and information from B. So you will get the partial trace density matrix, rho prime A and rho prime B. So rho prime A is partial trace of rho prime AB tracing out B, and rho prime B is vice versa. And so you will get the correlation between them by observing the information A and information B, not the entanglement between them. So we basically done some kind of coarse grading to separate A and B. And in that kind of procedure, entropy can increase. I mean, entropy must increase in that kind of procedure. So basically, if we consider the interaction that involves this from this, I mean, rho A has rho B to rho prime, that does not change any entropy. I mean, the entropy of the whole system. So if you calculate S rho A as opposed to rho B, and if you put rho prime here, then entropy does not change. But when entropy can increase? So in the procedure of post-grading, I mean, we organic part, then entropy can increase because we ruled out the entanglement between rho A prime and rho B prime. So at the first time, the state was rho prime, but we forget. So information is updated, although physical system is not updated. And in that case, entropy can increase. So this is what basically happening when we consider thermodynamics. So we intentionally forget about some microscopic information. I mean microscopic information between A and B. then entropy can increase. But if we track all of that information, this kind of thing cannot happen. So basically, this is what is happening when what makes us confused when we consider black hole. Because we only know about the thermodynamics of black hole. I will leave it there now. But basically, we only know about the thermodynamics of black hole, but not about black hole microstate. So that is what happened. That is what happened. And this is the pre-preview. I think I spent too much time to explain about this, but this is very basic, but this is not well known to many people, I think. Because we usually do our quantum thermodynamics using partition functions, not this kind of entanglement entropy and quantum equation. So this is what is happening in our world, and this also makes a boundary that what we can predict or what we cannot predict. Okay, so let me pass to the second slide. So I will talk about black hole thermodynamics. I mean, in what sense black hole can be considered as some kind of thermal object. So basically, this first law and second law is not thermodynamics, but as you can guess, this is something that very looks like thermodynamic for first law and second law, but it is not. General relativity gives this. So this also requires some software calculations about black hole, macroscopic black hole. But let's take this. So first law explains if we put some kind of infinitesimal energy change, I mean if we put some mass and angular momentum and charge, then this will increase the black hole's mass, angular momentum, or charge. Or sometimes you can decrease the angular momentum. That is called Pello's process. But either case, black hole's macroscopic quantity that determines black hole's property that can be seen outside, like the event horizon's radius, area, and surface gravity. So A means area, and kappa means surface gravity, like gravitational acceleration at the event horizon. So this does not diverge. That is very common misunderstanding. But if you report the black hole, then you can feel nothing. So this kappa only means that how much you are stretched when you pass event horizon. And that is very small if black hole is very large. So this can be small as Earth's gravitational acceleration. By the way, so if you put something in black hole that change angular momentum and charge and energy, then this is exactly the spin for black hole, and this is the potential of black hole. That kind of property can be given, like the surface gravitational potential. But there is an additional term that makes that it corresponds to the increase or decrease of area, and the coefficient is surface gravity. So this just looks like the temperature and the change of entropy. And surprisingly, if you merge two black hole or some other procedure that can be done classically, I mean that respects GR, general relativity, the area of black hole always increase, or the sum of black hole's area always increase. So this makes us strongly consider the idea that this is black hole temperature and this is black hole entropy. So you can match the other coefficients like eliminate this 2 pi and put this 2 pi here. But some other calculation that considers this black hole semi-critically, that considers quantum mechanical has fix this coefficient. So that is what is done by Hawking. So this entropy is called Bekenstein Hawking. So Bekenstein first showed that the surface area, the entropy, constant of entropy that proportional to surface area, and Hawking made this coefficient. So Hawking based this kind of temperature by considering some quantum field in the background of black hole. In that case, quantum fields act like in some summer vacuum that has this temperature. So what is this entropy? So I mean, this is an analog of thermodynamics, not thermodynamics itself. So if we consider this as temperature and entropy, then we need to make on microscopic view to understand that. So this is famous thought experiment by Leonard Susskind, and this is very intuitive. So holographic principle. And prove this is very easy in this way. So let us consider two part bipartite system. I mean out and in. So if you prepare some information like book or some other stuffs and put this in system, I mean from out to in, then information in or entropy, information entropy of in system will increase and increase and increase. So if you put stuffs again and again, the information will always increase. But there is a universal part of this system because if you put too much stuff in this in system, then this stocks will develop black hole. I mean, these stocks have mass, of course, and this will merge, and they will make gravitational collapse, and they will become black hole. And if we fix this boundary, if we take this fixed boundary for in system, then increase of information will stop when the event horizon of black hole is equivalent to the boundary of this. So if black hole event horizon reach the boundary, then putting more stops in this system will exceed the fixed boundary that we set. So this is a universal bound. And surprisingly, this universal bound is provided by the area of surface that covers or that covers the system. So even though we prepare three-dimensional system, the information that can be put in this system is bounded by the surface area, 2D surface area of this region. So this is universal inequality given by gravity. So this is quantum gravitational bound. If you consider system as not quantum gravity, then in that case, you can get information that is proportional to the volume if you excite the kind of test system very high energy. But in the case of quantum gravity, that kind of very high energy will develop black hole, and this gives on bound or information that can be put in this region. So if we consider the thermodynamic entropy of black hole seriously by consider the procedure to make that black hole and consider the microstage to make the black hole as microstage of black hole indeed, then this kind of inequality should be satisfied. And so we will consider more general situation. So this is holographic principle version 2. And so we will consider this region, and we split this region by out and in, as you can see. And by the first inequality, so this is what we can expect from bipartite system. So if we just make the bipartition out and in by this inequality, then the entropy of this whole system is bounded by entropy of our system alone and entropy of in system alone. So our system density matrix and in system density matrix is given by tracing out the other. And if we consider this region as some quantum gravitational system, I mean, this whole system is quantum gravitational, but we are developing inequality. So we just take an entanglement of this region as quantum gravitational bound. then we get one more inequality. That is the out entropy plus area of this surface. Can you see this interface between in and out system that bounds the entropy of whole system? So this is universal bound. So if you move the boundary in between in and out arbitrarily, this inequality should be satisfied. But the arbitrary interface between in and out system does not change this as well. So in other words, this gives this kind of more advanced bound. So if we calculate the entropy of this whole system, then and if we fluctuate the interface between arbitrary out and in system and take the minimum of this quantity, then the entropy is bounded by this minimum. So the important point is that we will fix the interface between in and out system by minimizing this quantity. So this surface is called quantum extremal surface. And I should note that this argument is very clear, so you can understand this without any knowledge of sophisticated details in quantum gravity. This argument is not exact. So I mean, if you seriously take this as law out, then this entropy is also quantum gravitational entropy, and so this cannot be calculated easily. But the modern quantum gravity arguments guarantee that, or at least suspects that, this S law out can be calculated by considering the entropy of quantum fields or matter that exist in this surface. I mean, because if we take some asymptotically black, I mean, if we are far from origin, then space-time is very black, or the space-time structure is fixed, then if we take that situation, then this out has very small gravitational impacts. So in that case, this can be approximated by the entropy of matter. And even without that reasoning, semi-classical quantum gravitational calculations can be this formula surprising. And that also guarantees some equality between them. I mean, not about or equality. But it is difficult to introduce that argument in this place because we are not talking about quantum gravitation, etc., or other things. So we just take this universal bound as some reliable thing. Then we are in a place to talk about black hole information paradox. So black hole information paradox is originated from the calculation of Hawking. I mean, if you take this collapsing star and this collapsing star makes some region that some information from inside of that region cannot escape from there because this line represents the light, velocity of light. So if you want to send a message from here to here, then you need faster than light communication. Then it's impossible. So this is what we call black hole, and we expect some kind of singularity. And regardless of the details of collapsing matter, black hole singularity have to appear in GR. So that is Pelot's theorem, and Pelot's take all right from that. And in this kind of space-time structure, we can calculate quantum field theory, and the quantum field theory develops some entangled qubits. So this is infrared mode that has very long wavelengths, and this is a short wavelength mode. But the point is that these two modes that have same color are entangled each other. So the inside mode disappears as singularity if you seriously take black hole singularity and race type of black hole. But this the corresponding other qubits escape to infinity, and you can measure this if you follow this test. And because of this phenomena, black hole seems to emit some thermal radiation, and the temperature of thermal radiation is exactly given by this. So if we take this picture seriously by considering some quantum field theory in the black hole background, and consider that the half of qubits can escape to infinity, this means that because black hole can emit some thermal radiation, black hole will shrink to zero. And in that case, we don't know exactly what happens at that, but if we think that these inside qubits disappear, that means only thermal radiation remains after black hole shrink. That means even though pure state is in the summer, but that this kind of summer state remains not because we ignored information between some local parts, but because as a physical consequence that black hole shapes. So it means information will disappear if black hole finds. So this this is forbidden in quantum mechanics if this general relativity and matter is described by some quantum mechanical unitary evolution, then the whole system's state cannot develop any additional entropy. So if we consider quantum gravity, this kind of situation cannot happen. This is black hole information paradox in brief. So there is other variations or details of this information, but the main theme of this paradox is this. So if you consider the entropy between this black hole inside and the asymptotic outside system, the entropy diverges to infinity, or at least to the summer state at last. And this also, this is not what we can expect from this formula. I mean, the entropy of black hole is given by area surface, because if black hole radiates, then the surface of area of surface event horizon, area of event horizon will also decrease. So the maximum entropy between this inside system and outside system should decrease. So this thermodynamic entropy should give some bound, because the Gibbs state, the temperature, the state that has temperature is what you can expect as max entropy state. So this is there in some other topic in thermodynamics, but we believe that Gibbs ensemble can describe our world, because that is the state that maximizes entropy in the information locally given to us. So thermodynamic entropy of black hole should give some bound to this, but that contradicts to Hawking's calculation. So this is black hole information paradox, and that can be there is a derivation from quantum extremal surface, the universal bound that we have found from this thought experiment. So quantum extremal surface for black hole means this. So if you calculate this minimum, before you calculate this minimum, you can calculate the extremum by fluctuating the interface between out and in. So you can get multiple extremum surfaces that divide the system out and in, and this quantity is extremized. But in that case, you will get minimum as universal count. And so this means that if you consider the late time dynamics of black hole, so quantum extremal surface can appear as extremum. I mean, so there is actually, so this is a calculation of quantum gravity. So there is actually a surface that can divide the system in and out in perspective of this system. I mean, if you take this surface that divides asymptotic radiation zone and black hole, and if you can take also, you can also take some additional boundary that divides black hole itself into inside and outside. And the area of this plus the entropy of matter, I mean, in that case, this Hawking qubits entangled to each other. The sum of this entanglement and the surface area can be extremized by some surface. So if you calculate this surface, then that is very close to event horizon of the black hole. I mean, this is some causal horizon. Causal horizon and event horizon are different. And calculating the causal horizon is much easier because it is global structure. But event horizon is locally responding. I mean, if you put matter, then event horizon will increase after that matter hits the black hole event horizon. But causal horizon grows before that because it is the boundary for events. And this extremal surface that gives extremum to this bound is calculated in this way. So this is very close to event horizon. And because of that, we can expect this kind of. So S general means O A over O plus entropy of our matter. And that is bounded by this curve. So this curve, it looks like this because we are following the event horizon that shrinks to zero and black hole matrix. So this is actually very similar to thermodynamic entropy of black. And so because we take this minimum, not extremum, so we calculated this is one extremum and this is other extremum. So if we take minimum between these two curves, then you will get this graph. So quantum mechanical entropy or von Neumann entropy of black hole is bounded by these two because we will take minimum of these two possible extreme surfaces. Actually, there is no external surface here, but you can take external surface very close to event horizon, and the entropy is bounded in this way. So, at the first time, because Hawking radiation is developed, some qubits will start from black hole region to asymptotic region, and this will develop entanglement. But the naive calculation of entanglement entropy says that these inside Hawking qubits are out of black. I mean, they are actually in the black hole, but information calculation shows that this information have to be considered as our language. So this means that if we push this lesson too far, so actually I know the quantum gravitational physicists believe this, but some of you might think that this is very radical conclusion. But if we actually think that the information of this region is encoded by this entropy, that means the inside Hawking qubits can be decoded from the information here. So this is actually outside. So this is very radical, but there is a robust realization to do this. I mean, there is actually a toy model to realize this kind of decoding. So as you can guess, this can be done by quantum error correction. So actually, I have planned to display that quantum error correction scheme to realize holographic principle. But because of my own situation, I could not have enough time to prepare that. So I decided to cover only about the page group. I mean, page group is growth page. So this page group implies that at the end of black holes evolution, black hole will disappear. And in that case, the entropy between this interface will disappear. So this means that some information inside can be decoded from outside, but it is very hard. As you can see, you cannot classically do that. You cannot classically do that. So, but in principle, side and record disappears. So you will recover the information. But that kind of decoding procedure can be very hard. That can be done in classical way. So in line picture, this cube is disappeared, but in quantum mechanical picture, it can be decoded. So until now, people believe that the realization of this page by not putting this thermodynamic bound, but some very plausible information theoretic bound to recover this page curve has resolved the black hole information paradox. But as you can see, there are still some radical assumptions about quantum gravity. And last of all, you cannot see this kind of effect in astrophysical reports because they will live too long. But this thought experiment and discussion on black hole information paradox still gives a lot of information about how to deal with information, quantum information in some situations that we never considered. So unfortunately, there is no conclusion slide because as some conservative physicist, I still not think that the black hole information paradox is resolved. But I think I provided enough information to understand the black hole information paradox and its current resolution. So this is the end of my presentation. And if you have any questions, please ask me or please leave a chat.
I can ask a quick question.
약간 그 변명을 하자면 좀 준비가 안 된 상태, 준비가 안 된 상태라서 조금 아쉽긴 한데 그래도 아이디어 위주로 전달이 된 것 같고 논문이 아마 공지가 됐을 텐데, so EQS and yes. Okay, so two clubs announced three papers that I recommend to understand this and take a look at some technical details about black hole information paradox and information recovery in quantum gravity. So I think I provide basic information and context to understand those papers because those papers are very complicated and they are in cutting edge, so they assume some information that is not well known to physicists in other fields. So by take a look at my introduction to this field, and then if you take a look at those papers, then I guess you can understand this field in more robust way. So actually, I'm quantum mathematics. I'm quantum gravitational physicist. So, but I try to answer questions. Okay.
예, 제가 물론 저도 모르겠는데 지금 백컴센터 이걸 생각했는데 보통 페이지 커브라고 하는 제가 아는 페이지 커브는 어떤 헬로스페이스 랜덤한 셀을 뽑아냈을 때 그 이제 서브시스템에도 서브시스템에서 이렇게 그래프를 찍었을 때 저도 선 모양을 가지고 있었어요. 저기서는 지금 이제 바로 추리의 타임인 것 같은데 그래서 어떻게 연결되는 건지 잘 이해가 안 가요. 여기서 랜덤한 스테이트를 뭘로 생각을 해야 되는
I see. So he asked about the other page code that usually introduced in condensed method here. So I mean, if you take this as not a type, but as some kind of bipartition or a system, I mean, this is position 0 to position L, and if you take the curve in this way, then you expect this kind of curve as a graph of bipartition entanglement entropy between this and this at this point. In the case of very random states, yes. So basically, two page curves are introduced from the same seminar paper by Page. So he considers some random unitary process to prepare very random states and calculated entanglement entropy between this kind of bipartition. So in the case of time, this region, this bipartition region changes. So actually, you can think the page curve in condensed matter field as the same one in this. So that page curve is more universal because it takes arbitrary random states and every arbitrary bipartition. And this page curve is expected when you take black hole as very random state. I mean, the dynamics in black hole can be very complicated. We expect that because we cannot decode black hole in classical sense because of this causal horizon. So people usually think black hole as some kind of very random version, random encoder. And in that ground, I mean, if you don't know anything about black hole, you can consider it as a thought experiment, as some random encoder of information, and you can take some universal features of that. So black hole can be can have more detailed machinery inside, but you can approximate it with some random unitary or random states. So in that case, Page is derived some subsystem entropy in the case, and that kind of curve is also expected in black hole if you a correspondence between these random states and black. So they are the same in the level of quantum information. But the change is that we can put different meanings. We can put different correspondence. 한국어로 한 번만 더 간단하게 커버를 하면 페이지 커브라고 하는 거는 페이지가 쓴 랜덤 유니터에 대한 이제 오래된 논문에서 나온 게 아닌데 그거를 이제 바이파티션으로 생각해서 실제로 머티리얼에서 어떤 서머 스테이트가 만들어지는 과정을 생각할 수도 있고 컨테스트 매터에서 많이 하는 거죠. 그래서 그렇게 생각을 할 수 있는데 이게 원래 인트로듀스된 배경은 블랙홀을 어떤 랜덤 유니터리로 가지고 그 인포메이션을 굉장히 복잡하게 머징했을 때 그럼에도 불구하고 우리가 만약에 블랙홀이 계속해서 줄어든다면 그 바이파티션이 줄어드는 걸 생각했을 때 결국에는 그 인텍먼트 엔트로피는 그런 랜덤한 상황에서도 저렇게 좀 익스트림한 모양을 찍더라도 저런 커브를 그리면서 감소해야 한다. 그런 의미로 이해를 저는 하고 있습니다. 그래서 둘은 사실 이제 같은 건데 어떻게 이 미닝을 부여하냐 이 문제. 그래서 so there is a very long history to understand black hole as some random unitary sets. So in the announcement, the third paper called non-isometric code for black hole interior. The title of that paper is in that sense, and this paper is extensive. Okay, so that paper is some other works about this Page's seminar paper. 그러니까 페이지가 발표한 이 세미나 페이퍼가 있을 건데 거기에서 나오는 어떤 랜덤 유니터리를 고려하는 전통을 이어받은 페이퍼 중 하나예요. So other paper that I recommend is written by Hayden and Preskill. So that is called Hayden-Preskill thought experiment. That means if you put something here and Hawking radiation will be emitted, and if you can decode the information from here, then you can recover the original stuff that has fallen here, and if you recover that information, then you can put that information here again. So in that situation, have you have made clone of that stuff. So this kind of situation cannot be. This kind of situation cannot happen in quantum mechanics because of no cloning theorem, the famous theorem from quantum information. So how to understand this kind of situation? That sort of experiment is from Hayden and Preskill, and this Hayden Preskill sort of experiment is also based on the random unit reality. So that is also my recommendation.
제가 잘 이해한 건지 모르겠습니다. 확인차 이야기로는 블랙홀 자체가 레디에이션이 있어갖고 이야기를 좀 슈링크를 해야 될 거고 슈링크를 해야 되는데 그러니까 정보가 일단 나가지 못하고 뭐 스포니 집방석 이런 데서 좀 막혀있는 것까지 끌어먹고 싶다. 그래갖고 레디에이션이 좀 수치를 수 있고 이런 그들이
그게 이제 블랙홀 인포메이션 패러독스고 그거를 어떻게 해결할 것인가의 이제 이야기를 사람들이 해왔는데 그거를 그렇잖아요. 사실 이게 블랙홀이 이제 실제로 그렇게 작동할 수도 있잖아요. 좀 양자적 각을 틀릴 수도 있잖아요. 근데 그렇게 우리가 생각을 해도 되는가에 대해서 이런저런 아규먼트가 나오던 중에 이제 우리가 그걸 어쨌든 퀀텀 인포메이팅한 시스템으로 생각을 했을 때 이런 바운드를 우리가 줘야 이런 바운드를 주면 우리가 자연스럽게 그렇게 다시 영을 주면서 볼 수 있다. 이런 아규먼트라고 생각하시면 될 것 같습니다. 그래서 보면 이게 처음에 이 리뷰 페이퍼에서 이게 나왔을 때도 사람들이 뭘 굉장히 강조해놨냐면 얼핏 보면 그냥 이렇게 될 수밖에 없게 우리가 돌아가는 거 같잖아요. 근데 그걸 보면 이제 우리가 여기서 이 두 사이의 바이파티션에서 어느 쪽, 그러니까 살아남은 쪽하고 이제 블랙홀 쪽으로 나눠놨을 때, 블랙홀 쪽으로 나눠놨을 때 이렇게 나눠놓고 나서 이 안쪽에 이렇게 대해서 어떤 바운드를 주는 이야기를 하는 셈. 그러니까 말하자면 여기 안에서 이 마지막 순간에 도달하기 전까지 우리가 계속 퀀텀 메카니컬하게 이끌고 나간다면 그 마지막 순간에도 퀀텀 메카닉스가 잘 성립하도록 인포메이션 전달 가하게 된다는 정도의 아픔을 이해하시면 될 것 같습니다.
또 사본 배시라는 저에서 배우가 있습니다.
네.
저런 게 이제 항상 들어왔던 거고 받아들였던 거죠. 왜 저한테 선택을 배우가 받아들였어요?
So this is calculation from quantum field theory. I mean, if you take Leslie's quantum field theory, then you expect some two fundamental modes that goes to this way or goes to this way. I mean, goes to this way and this way. But you will ignore this mode. But if you change the coordinates conformally, I mean, there is some global coordinates that cover all this black hole and outer space-time, and there is coordinate called Schwarzschild coordinate that shrinks at this point. So the first coordinate is the coordinate of observer that falls inside the black hole, so he can see anything. But if you take observer that is stationary outside the black hole, so he can see event horizon, but he cannot see anything behind it. So if you make some coordinate transformation from this global coordinate to Schwarzschild coordinate, then because of coordinate change, some quantum field theory fundamental modes will disappear behind that boundary. So this is Bogoliubov transformation. And after that, because of the change of fundamental modes by coordinate transformation, if you have vacuum in global coordinate, then it becomes entangled state in Schwarzschild coordinate because you only take a look at the half of whole system. And so that is basically the same with take a trace of the region behind the horizon, and that gives Hooking temperature. 이렇게 한국말로 다시 하면 커터빌드 세어리를 우리가 이제 매스리스한 커터빌드 세어리를 올려놓고 계산을 하면 이게 노드들이 이제 있을 거예요. 노드들이 있을 건데 코디네이트를 이제 밖에서 그 안에서 떨어진 사람이 보면 안쪽에 있는 모드랑 바깥쪽에 있는 모드를 다 가지고 올 건데 그거를 이제 바깥에 있는 슈아르시트 코디네이터로 트랜스폼 해도 뭔가 안 바뀌어야 되거든요. 그렇게 했을 때 우리가 기대하는 거는 그런 코디네이트 트랜스포메이션을 계산해보면 보글리코프 트랜스포메이션이 돼가지고 그걸 슈퍼컨덕터에 나와요. 그랑 똑같이 돼서 이제 바깥에 있는 모드들에 대한 크리에이션 애널리시 오퍼레이터들만 남을 때 걔네들이 원래 글로벌 코디네이터에 대한 바꿈을 마치 어떤 서머 스테이트로 오듯이 변환하는 그러니까 슈퍼컨덕터에서 일어난 일이 여기는 리전이 이제 두 개로 나뉘니까 좀 더 복잡해져서 일어나는데 이거는 그 패스 인티그럴로 하거나 아니면 뭐 오리고 트랜스포메이션으로 프리 시리얼에 대해서 풀거나 둘로 이제 했고 이거에 대해서 좀 더 인투이티브한 설명을 아직 저는 안 가지고 있었어요. Okay, so there is a question from SQL. Is this argument applicable to other forms of network? So you mean Lenin topic? Or I see. So actually the technical detailed calculations from quantum gravity is done in linear entropy because if you want to calculate the quantum field theory entropy, you need to take path integral, and this path integral is very hard to calculate if you want to take the log of that matrix. So you will consider von Neumann entropy as the limit of linear entropy, and that is replica method. That is common in quantum field theory. So semi-classical gravitational calculations are all in that way. So you will calculate linear entropy, and you will make some analyticity argument to take the linear entropy into von Neumann entropy. So basically, some details of these arguments that I stated in my presentation is about linear entropy. So they are more fundamental in quantum gravitation. But you can believe or you can provide some analytic arguments to push those properties into von Neumann entropy. So actually, the answer of the question is your question is more exact than my presentation because all these arguments were made in linear entropy first, and we put those arguments into von Neumann entropy. 그것도 한국말로 한 번만 더 하면 그거예요. 보통 이제 패스인티그럴을 계산하니까 레플리카 메소드를 써야 하는 말이죠. 그러니까 레플리카 메소드 안 쓰면 그 계산이 힘들단 말이죠. 그래서 이제 레니 엔트로피에 대해서 먼저 악용을 하고 레니 엔트로피에 대해서 먼저 페이지 커브를 그리고 이런 작업들을 하고 이렇게 폰 모임만 엔트로피에 대해서 잘 될 거다라고 하는 식의 아규먼트를 세우는 경우가 훨씬 많고 이건 사실 컨덴스드 네트워크 피직스에서도 뭐 레니 엔트로피 계산하고 폰 모임만 엔트로피로 뭐 매핑하고 약간 이런 게 훨씬 뉴메리컬리 가능한 종류의 일에 속해가 지금 수학적으로 계산하는 뉴메리컬 시뮬레이션을 돌리듯 결국에는 그렇게 작동한다라고 이해하셔도 될 것 같습니다. 그래서 사실 내가 이제 이해하기 편한 어떤 소트 익스페리먼트를 만들어서 보여드린 건데 이런 아규먼트가 로버스트한 건 아니고 이걸 로버스트하게 우리가 다 밀고 나가면 결론적으로는 레니 엔트로피의 아규먼트를 먼저 세우고 인테그먼트 엔트로피 즉 우리가 아는 그냥 폰모임만 인테그먼트 엔트로피에 대한 아규먼트로 실험한다라고 보시면 되겠습니다. So I have to say that this sort of experiment is not exact one. There are a lot of loopholes, but this sort of experiment is just to provide that this formula is very natural in perspective of holographic result. So there is robust proofs or some evidences about this formula. So people believe this formula because of those reasons, but not based on this sort of experiment. I have to know this. Okay, so if you do not have any more questions, then I'm always okay with your content about this content or content methodologies that I'm Okay, really. So please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or any discussion topics about this or other contested things. Okay, thank you very much and have a good day.